This is Tributary League Season 7, best of 5 playoff final from the 6th division, and these are the maps that Dragon Medieval and Kråkeslottet have drafted. So here we go with the first pick for Dragon Medieval is Frontline. Seems to have been a popular one this season. Chaotic but interesting map. Plays out differently than most other maps I've seen through my leagues. Land Nomad for Kråkeslottet, seem to enjoy some Nomad starts, although did ban Water Nomad. And Hideout off the menu for Dragon Medieval, and there's another pick, which is Colosseum and Gran Barra respectively, much more open land maps, Colosseum especially open. And Brazil, full water map off the menu, Arena off the menu, and finally Cape of Storms as the designated starting map, which is similar yet different to Coastal Forest in Ranked. You have more water, more fish, and you have elevation on the water. So a galley play on water could be stronger because you could enjoy the elevation. Ooh, random, huh? Time went away from them by the looks of it. So we are rid of Spanish for Land Nomad, surely. Maybe Cumans also a Land Nomad ban. Turks, Georgians. I mean, it's mostly Land Nomad bans, aren't they? I guess Turks could do well on the close start, like Frontline as well. But Coastal Forest is, sorry, not Coastal Forest, but Cape of Storms is up first. I would expect Persians there as sort of a pocket position and benefit from the faster working docks and town centers for a great boom. Could see Malians as well. It's a hybrid map after all. But let's say if you want to play in the meta of archers and scouts, it's going to be Persian's pocket, and then you'd probably have something like Dravidians for good water play, but also great land archer play, and maybe Byzantines. Good defensive civilization, good on water, but also good on land. Morning, Mads. Whereas for Covenant, aka Kråkeslottet, Lithuanians comes to mind as a good hybrid map civilization. Portuguese as well, which would fill those roles nicely on land. Saracens, I think, as well. Maybe Lithuanians, Portuguese, Saracens, something like that. Let's just hop into Capture Age and see what they bring us. So it's indeed not the Persians, it's going to be Berbers for Loro Arg. Sorry, I need to adjust the sound down a little bit, it's a bit loud in my ears, unfortunately. Which means it's going to be even lower for you, but there we go. Berbers for Loro Arg, it's great cavalry civilization, cheaper cavalry. 15% faster and cheaper in the Castle Age, 20% cheaper in the Imperial Age. Makes for good scouts opening into Knights and Cavalier play, but in the late Imperial Age you don't have access to Paladin, so you'll need to go for a plan B from there on onwards. As you can see, Cape of Storms, this is stormy waters. We actually have hills of water where galleys obviously would benefit from the elevation advantage. Maybe fire galleys as well, I don't know how that works with fire damage. And as maybe expected, we have Byzantines in the back. Probably likely to play some for water. Papito Rico, because of the faster firing fire galleys of the Byzantines. And finally, Chacal with the Dravidians is granted 200 wood instantly when reaching the next age. So, considering the position close to the middle for the blue player, that could mean just straight double range archers land play, but it would also benefit their naval play. I have no idea why there's land in the corner here. Maybe just a design mistake. Usually I think that's all water usually.
Sorry.
So yeah, remains to be seen what the Dravidians will bring us here. For the Kråkeslottet's team, we have Malay for Covenant on the flank. Again, could go super fast straight archers, already preparing the wall off through the middle as well. The huge fatty woodlands are in the middle. There are some relics here to be collected as well. Pretty evenly disposed between the teams. It's 7 relics total, not insignificant. So you'll need to control the middle as well, and you want to expand up north for extra golds and wood and whatnot as the game goes on. So even if you lose water, you could still control land and get away with it. And given all the abundance of resources on this map, it is a map that could go pretty long in terms of gameplay time. In the pocket for Krokuslotte, we have Fred Fatigue with the Burgundians. Does get access to eco upgrades 1 age earlier and at a discount. And Cavalier in the Castle Age. Krull with the Italians, also probably likely to be fighting for water, docking safely in the back. Has cheaper fishing ships as well, which boosts the early food income, which also aligns well with the Italians' 15% cheaper age up bonus. Going to dock now, after having put 6 villagers on wood, which should be plenty to afford a dock and fishing ships and eventually naval armies as well. Let's speed this up a bit, because I'm pressured on time to get through all of the playoff sets. We'll speed through most of the Dark Ages to save some time, and on the action onwards. Yeah, so Italians, the only player docking for Krokuslotte. And so far, Byzantines, the only one docking for Dragon Medieval, so they seem to think that one player is enough to control the water. It could be a bit of an under-investment. I'm not muted, am I? No. I have to double check. Wait. Is Fred Fatty actually milling Krull's hunt? That's rude. That's kind of rude, taking your teammates' food like that. Jackal Feudal Age looks like he wants to dock as well, so that's going to be 2 players docking for Dragon Medieval. Second dock coming up for Papito Rico is later to the Feudal Age than the... No, wait, it's ahead to the Feudal Age compared to the Italians by 30 seconds. Not insignificant when you have 2 docks almost ready once you hit that Feudal Age. That's going to give you a numbers advantage water. 2 docks for Krull as well though, and the Italians have several bonuses relevant to water play, so they should be able to catch up. Covenant out here denying one of the 2 ranges. Good scouting from Covenant as well. Sees that it is the double range play from Jackal, which means that Jackal probably won't be spending much resources on naval armies. So that's useful intel for Krokuslotte. Scouts opening for a pocket by the looks of it. Fred Fatigue at least made some. And let's see, for the Berbers player, he did make scouts as well. Actually has a similar count of scouts compared to Krokuslotte. Walling the top side as well for Dragon Medieval. They don't want any surprises from the back of the base, like the opponents looping around with the mobility of the scouts for a sneak attack through the back. That's not going to be an option here. Again, good usage of the scouts here. Finds the walling villager. Did not manage to deny the blacksmith, but still gets a villager kill. And will be able to track the archer's movement, most likely as well. Both pockets still fielding the scouts, but looks like Green has lost a few. Working together with the archers now, though. And the archer count of Covenant is lagging behind compared to the Dravidians player. Maybe a little bit thanks to the wood bonus of the Dravidians as well. Able to loop around. Quick walls from Jackal here. Good good work there. Are they actually not going to fight for water? No scouting on water whatsoever from Purple. But the teal now moving out is going to have to travel far to get to the fish. So I guess you can dock early on this map and still get away with quite a lot of fish food without even having to invest in water, because the distance is so massive. Military count ahead for Dragon Medieval, though. They are dead even in villagers and eco overall. Fish situation slightly higher for Dragon Medieval, so should mean that they have a little bit fewer villagers on land, but all in all, economically speaking, they're quite similar here. Fred Fatigue's reinforcements finds the scouts and archers of the opponent. They'll need to regroup and coordinate here. Pretty even in army mass and size, but they need to stay collected and communicate as a team to get the best possible trades here. Good block from Green here to almost take out that scout from Fred Fatigue. There's one brave archer from Covenant here trying to chase this 20-unit army. Not going to have much luck with that. But engagement on woodland, great use of the scouts. Too bad the archers aren't joining in here. Could have been given even more value as fletching is in for the red archers. They are coming for the woodland now though, which means that Dragon Medieval need to pull their armies back. Byzantine is going to the Castle Age in the back of all of this, so certainly benefit from those 6 fishing ships in terms of food income. Did see the few farms as well, or at least one. But as a result, they are vulnerable at land at home base, and Chacal losing 7 villagers just like that and is essentially completely off wood. I think all of the wood collectors are stragglers now. Defensive tower. Definitely needed against this archer's aggression, but Covenant moves on. Krogerslottet establishing an advantage, you'd think, by now, but they're going to lose the fish because of Papito Rico's... well, they have lost the fish because of the naval investment of the Byzantines, also entering the Castle Age here, so there shouldn't be any way back on water for Krogerslottet anytime soon. I didn't catch that Italians went to the Castle Age as well, but they won't really be able to fight for water, so they're committed to land play instead, going for double stable knights, which you would expect the Burgundians to do, but they're busy making the scouts, so it's still a powerful army combination here from Krogerslottet. +1, at least fuel age armor for the knights in here. Are 5 knights enough to deal with the group of... Oh, go for the archers! Clean up those archers from Chacal. Have to engage here. Have to engage against the archers. For all Krogerslottet knows, Chacal could be on the way to Castle Age by now, so you want to diminish those archers' mass to minimize the impact of the crossbow and bodkin upgrades. Looks like Green is helping out nicely here with the scouts, so easy firing. Knights will be going down, and Krull will need to regroup the Knights' armies before engaging again. Still keeping Dragon Medieval open though, and damage has been done. Krogerslottet has caught up. They have all the players going for the Castle Age, whereas Dragon Medieval has a long way to go for... not a long way, but Green still misses some food to kick up here. Finally going to try to complete some walls as well. We'll see if they'll be able to complete that. Unknowingly sending a weak villager to wall. That's ballsy of Chacal here to send the weak villager out to wall while there are knights around here. But they're not spotting the villager, so sneaky weak villager over here. Might be in luck, but still taking some losses here. The blue player. Byzantines camels, they are cheaper, but they lack bloodlines, so... Had Krull had the full Castle Age upgrades here with the Italian knights, he could actually fight those camels, but considering the upgrades of the Byzantine camels at this point, that should be an easy win for Papito Rico. So we have an instance now where one team is controlling water and the other is technically controlling land. No escape for Krull. Oh, there's the opening. Hey, thanks. Thanks for showing that. Chacal must be thinking. Showing them a shortcut, just like that. The economy is expanding for Krogerslottet. 2 TCs for Krull and 3 for Fred Fatigue now. Securing the woodlines close to the middle. There are still some weak spots here. You could still loop around and try and engage from the other side if you're Krogerslottet. The walls won't really hold your bases safe because of the water here. When one team is controlling the water, you can break the walls with your ships and always make an opening if you wall to the edge of the map like this. So the solution for Krokslottet would have to be wall like this all the way to the edge of the map, then they'd still be safe in that angle, or of course pull armies over to take out the ships from a range, also an option. University now for Covenant wants to get ballistics for this group of crossbows. Krull still feeling the knights, and we now have the Burgundian Cavaliers. So it's a double cavalry approach from Krokslottet. They're going heavy on the cavalry on land. And I don't know where these guys are going with. Just to expand with TC probably. Yeah, I've been looking for stone to place castle. I guess the stones are further away on this map, so tower rushes in the close middle isn't an immediate option. Having opened the base though, Dragon Medieval finds a way through with their armies. Crossbow Knight should be stronger than Crossbow Campbell in theory, and Krull is still missing lots of upgrades for these knights. It's only defense for the Cavalier, but it's 3 armies versus 2 now for Krokslottet. It should be a pretty easy cleanup for them looking at the numbers. Topside Dragon Medieval have spotted that Krokslottet haven't walled the top side, so the Stonebinders going down to the stray scouts from the village rush. So Camels might come to join in here as well, so the Stone not really an option for Krokslottet currently. It's like ballistics is in the crossbows basically hitting every shot here. Most of the cavalry got cleaned up though, so still a decent engagement for Dragon Medieval, I would say. Not making expansion easy for Krokslottet here on this neutral starting map. And once again the players are flexing their quick walls, but unless Covenant is paying attention. Actually, Covenant can't really repair that mining camp, can he? So okay, here come the Cavaliers to engage the camels. Desperate to save that one villager. Right, so strong offensives from Dragon Medieval now. They have about 20 more military. And they are playing Knights Campbell Crossbow compared to Krokslottet. That's the Knight Cavalier Crossbow. Upgrades wise, still significantly better for Dragon Medieval. But Krokslottet are hurting from not prioritizing walling the top side. They'll get raided as long as that's open on the top side. You see some armies streaming in, Campbell's coming in from the other side as well. Could actually be a surround maneuver here from one side to the other. Very exposed economy here as well. Krull at risk of losing lots of economy here. The docks are down for the Italians, so no more fish boom bonus for the Italians. Some great damage being done by Dragon Medieval on Cape Storms here, and more camels streaming in from the top side as well. Might catch the reinforcements here. Nope. But Krokeslott is still ahead. They did invest into multiple town centers earlier on, so technically they did gain an economic advantage that way, but they have no control of the water, so it's always going to be possible to break through with your naval units over here. And there is a huge chunk of raiding parties here inside of their base that keeps idling the economy. Look at the Krul's economic losses down to 40 villagers only. And that wraps it up, the first game. GG well played is called. Dragon Medieval take the first game. But good coordinated efforts, arguably over-investing on water with the Byzantines there, but also a significantly earlier cast late for the Byzantines player, which allowed for camel access on land with the safe fish boom on water to support it. Covenant with the most kills here, but not enough to keep their team alive, and we'll be going to Krokeslottet's first home map next. Right, so back to the drafts here. That's the Cape of Storms done. We did see Byzantines, Berbers, and Dravidians bringing that one home against the Burgundians, Malay, and Italians. Where are you? Italians. There you are. Should be land nomad next. That could always go either way. These land nomad games could be short, could be long. Huns as a given for land nomad. Huns start with the handicap horse on nomad starts. Having a scout on land nomad as the only civilization is a ridiculous advantage. It would be stupid not to use Huns for land nomad here. Slavs, good farms, but that's a random pick, so I don't really see that being used here. Gurjaras, commonly seen on land nomads, maybe Huns, Gurjaras, both benefit from the Huns, 20% faster, stables, bonus as well, but then you'll need some kind of ranged approach. Tatars, maybe for the cavalry archers, could be a good one. Covenant Vietnamese, that should be good for a land nomad start to know the location of your opponents once the town centers are completed. Lithuanians with the bonus starting food strikes me as an advantage as well, so maybe Vietnamese, Lithuanians, and then they seem to be enjoying cavalry, so they might even go for Hindustanis on top of that as well, but let's find the land nomad game. Ah, of course. Of course, Mongols is in the loop here as well. Making the gray color to be as invisible as possible on the map, but let's make that blue so it's easier to distinguish here. Land nomad is, and Pali has gone for Camber. Can go up to the next stage without any prerequisite buildings. So that's always going to come in handy. Astropolis with the Gurjaras, maybe as expected here. Shirivamsha riders for raids. Chakram throwers for a pikeman halberdier counter, and arguably some of the most powerful camels in the game. And finally, deal here, Loro Argu with the Huns. And a... Ooh, they're both really settling towards close to the edge of the map here, so almost like a Lombardia-esque starting point for the players, albeit a little bit further away. So there's going to be quite the distance, but they're also setting up in a way where you could relatively easily expand on the map and set up trade in the corners. So this could already be a setup for a long game, as the teams seem somewhat evenly matched. So yeah, Khmer, Gurjaras, Huns, screams cavalry all the way. Khmer with the elite battle elephants, possibly through the late game when trade has been established as well. You don't need trade here for a long while. There's plenty of gold on the map, to say the least. There's 138,000 gold on the map. so it's not going to run out easily. Right, Vietnamese for Covenant here, revealing the town-center location of the opponents once they have completed. This is a no treaty, no bad script, by the way, so you won't see that yellow square around the town centers at any point. There are rules, specific rules for no bad start, so no labeling before minute 3, among other things. Krull with the Mongols over here. Gatherers hunt 40% faster, so we'll want to scout for boars and deer patches ASAP to benefit from that bonus as much as possible. And finally, Fred fighting with the Lithuanians, starting with 100 extra food. Likely to go scouts here as an opening. It's a way to assume control of the map and scout the extra resources and track the opponent's army positioning. Mongols could also open scouts, but they could also go fast castle step lancers. It's a strong raiding unit as well, as they have one range with their lance. With that out of the way, let's speed it up a little bit. This is a noble start after all. Let's see how the honey course is doing around here. Definitely being used actively here to scout for boars and sheep and whatnot, or geese in this case. And eventually they'll find their opponents as well. So, huge advantage having a scout on what starts like that. Looks like a rough start for Dragon Medieval. Please is up maybe a little bit later. There's four builders behind already compared to Krogerslottet. So Krogerslottet should be going up earlier, or at least at a healthier economy here. But it's still pretty fast feud late for the Guriaras, indicating that Astropolis will be going for the scouts opening here, and now we could finally slow it down a little bit as the feudal age kicks in here. Still not much of an idea of the location of the opponents. They've found Krull, the Mongols player, who is going up at 24 population, has gone to gold, close to having the resources needed to castle age, so indeed a fast castle age approach for the Mongols, whereas our Lithuanian friend is also going fast castle. It's a blacksmith market. No stable blacksmith, or just stable for the scouts opening here. It's going to be fast castle all the way for Krogerslottet, which means that Dragon Medieval could... Whoa! Immediate camel scout for Guriars. I didn't see that coming. It's pretty... I mean, it scales well. Camel scouts immediately become camel riders when you reach the next stage. It's an auto upgrade, but they are expensive. They cost gold, food and gold, so it's not something you usually see a lot of in the feudal age. Could be a hotkey mistake as well, because there's only one here, maybe just to keep scouting the map. Is indeed just one camel scout. It's a peculiar move, but Astropolis, not to make a regular scout, but a camel scout here. If it is for scouting purposes only. Here comes the blacksmith, so it's a market, stable, castle age up for Astropolis here. No player is opening the scouts. I guess they've realized that the distances are so far away that they are... it might not be viable to go for the scouts opening at all, because the opponents will be halfway to the castle age by the time you get to them. Krogerslottet beginning is sort of a team wall here as well. They want to secure the corners for trade already. Setting up for the late and long game. It is their home map after all. Red fatigue now in the cast stage, immediate TC. Lithuanians also get 100 food once they complete a town center. So that's going to kickstart their boom, of course, but here comes the stable as well. There should be relics around the map. I see at least 3 of them, should probably be more. now we have the Castle Ages kicking in for Covenant and the others as well. Relatively safe from Scouts' aggression now. There's still this middle area to be walled, which they know is open. Top side, the honey course, and picking up some geese over here, but scouting that some walling is indeed happening could mean that Dragon Medieval need to adapt their plans and maybe opt for some forward fortification like a castle or some such. Finally, Covenant makes it to the castle age as well, but the Vietnamese is on stone in good amounts here, so it's going to be the Rat and Archers for the Vietnamese, most likely. Not any army of significance just yet, so I think we'll just again speed this up a little bit until we see some kind of military advancement here. Camels. Found the enemy base, found an opening for now, but that's about to be plugged. So there's a limit to how much 2 camels can do at this stage of the game. Kroger's not almost playing this Lombardia, like just walling all the way and placing castles to play unique units. Military-wise, only 10 to 7. Kroger's got a slight economic advantage here, but there are town centers popping up for all of Dragon Medieval here, so they might just get an economic advantage here soon. And down goes the horse. Rip honey horse. Stone walls for Astropolis' team, and offensive stone walls at that. They're going almost to the middle of the map to complete these walls. But the sides covered here as well. It's very much a boomy game here. Magadai for the Mongols, so the first castle is up, so long term we'll be seeing more of the ranged units moving around here. Let's slow it down a little bit. Krokershotter should be spotting the walling off happening here now, so the Magadai or Knights should have a say in that. They still won't be able to... I guess there's an opening here, so the Knights and Magadai could enter, but they fail to... They can't see the wall foundation, so they actually can't see the walling happening over here. Maybe the next wave of Magadai will see it, and they'll stop that from happening. But they're getting some raids in here. Krokershotter aiming to claim the economic lead here through raiding like they did the previous game. While staying pretty safe at home base as well. The cavalry archers from the Huns, they are 25% cheaper right there, or maybe it's just 20, but they are cheaper, most definitely. That's why they are also lacking the last armor upgrade. Looking for damage, but they can't really get through the walls, and definitely not where there is a castle protecting the entry. So Krokershotter not taking any particular damage to the raids just yet. Oh, I'm getting Lombardia vibes from this kind of trying to break through the walls and trying to get to the enemy base on this side. Looks like they might succeed though, and this could be a dangerous raiding party from Krokershotter. University, always useful to have, but it Corpse sort of, and Monastery, two buildings not needed as the Khmer to go to the next stage. You could just click. maybe Pally has forgotten that he's Khmer, I don't know. Or maybe it's just to have buildings covering more area for quick walling purposes. Army's being pulled hold now for Dragon with the Val, the camels of the Gujaras shoot. Oh, they're through, actually. They're through. I said the camels should be trading well against the cavalry here, but in fact the Mangudai with Bodkin arrow from the hill clean up that with minimal efforts. Or anything happened on Kråkeslottet's side, we have Imperial Age for both the Khmer Lithuanians behind this, but Dragon Medieval are the vulnerable part here as their base walls have been breached. Ooh. Good trades here with the cavalry archers against the Mangudai, even though these cavalry archers don't even have Bodkin there. I guess Loro Arg has gone for numbers over upgrades for this, but it seems to be working. Chases the Mangudai away, even though the Mangudai are even moving a little bit faster. Pali has opted straight for the elephants here, a slow but tanky unit, and kind of makes sense against the archers, I guess. They're about the same speed. Just 0.4 difference between those two. And yeah, that's gonna be a cleanup for Dragon Medieval, but damage done by Kråkeslottet. They've been taking out villagers and military, not so many villagers, mostly military, so establishing a comfortable military lead here. One player in Imperial Age for Kråkeslottet, which means we will be seeing the Cavalier and Paladin eventually from the Lithuanian player. And the other two also entering Imperial Age, slowly creeping up through the map. Cast like halfway through the middle here. You could easily trebuchet down this gate, I guess. And more castles popping up. It's Rat Archers and Mangudai. You need castles for that. Viking Kråkeslottet's position, even though they're still splitting the map in half, the gold situation could get compromised for Dragon Medieval unless they secure the corners and can establish some kind of trade route for the late game. Not an immediate concern, but will be one eventually. Astropolis with the Gudaras is far away from the Imperial Age. Maybe that's a bit of a stretch to say. Just clicked though, so it's going to be significantly behind the Imperial Age to the other players here. Mangudai Rattan Archers increasing in numbers. Do we have the elite? We have elite Mangudai, and we have Bracer. We have basically fully upgraded elite Mangudai. A deadly combination, especially together with the Mongols' real siege upgrade. But they'll just be able to run around the map and melt siege. They have 5 bonus damage against siege as well. Will be joined by Trebuchet soon enough. Strategically placed castle in the middle for Covenant over here. While the Gudurars opted for Rivamsha riders, but Mass Mangudai still making quick work of these Shrivamshas, at least until the elite upgrade can come their way. Krogerslot with twice the military of Dragon Medieval here now. And the serious push going now, Fed Fattig. What's the relic situation? 2 relics for the cavalry. The thing is not too shabby. Ooh, will it have get denied? Close, but no denying the Castle of the Huns. Are those elite by now? Elite battle elephants for the Khmer, 20 and counting, but that's costly. That's going to cost you a lot of gold while you're having your bases exposed and being constantly raided like this. Still going to trade efficiently against the Cavaliers, since the Cavaliers are just standing in the middle of the fight here with some cover fire from the Rat Archers. Krogerslottet moving back to protect the trebuchets. Very much exposed trebuchets over here. That's unfortunate. Looks like we have a potential halberdier switch coming in for the Vietnamese here. Yeah, pikemen in the making. It's a good call against the elite battle elephants. Halberdiers have lots of bonus damage against elephants. And you definitely need that to keep the armies of Dragon Medieval away from now. There's Camels from the Gudurars as well. Again, Halberdiers will do well against those. But still in pure army mass, maybe not... Yeah, in pure army mass, Krogerslottet still have a 3-to-1 size lead, and they're placing more castles to fortify the middle tier 4 castles for the Lithuanians as well, which means that Lytis could see some playing here as well, although now committed to the Paladins. Fred Fattig won't be investing into the Lytis upgrades just yet. Also trying to extend the walls for Krogerslottet through the middle as well. They're thinking about that long-term trade route in the corners. In fact, they have it kind of secured, so they could start trading from corner to corner. Although right now it's probably more population efficient not to trade, as they could use their population space forward for siege and raiding units. The Mangudai somehow found their way in here. Will be plenty annoying through the economies of Dragon Medieval here. And yeah, battle elephants won't really be able to catch up with Mangudai. And so these guys should probably be getting some more eco raids in. Did kill 28 villagers so far. Forcing a reaction at home base from Dragon Medieval. So. For the fellow H. Appreciate that. Another wave of trebuchets moving forward for Covenant. One conversion isn't going to change the outcome of the game here, but it could help heal up units as they engage in the middle of the map like this. But look at the hit points difference between the armies here. It's a huge advantage for Krogerslottet. Basically a massive death toll going on here. Yes, some raids at home base, but that's also being cleaned up by some stray paladins at home. 3 on traders, they can dodge projectiles, but still not enough of them to make a difference here, I don't think. Heavy camels also being mixed in. If they get close to the Paladins and the Mangudai. They will trade well, of course, and elite battle elephants to be considered here as well. But the halberdiers, as the number increases, both the camels and the elite battle elephants won't really be an issue for Kråkeslotte. And they also still have massive military advantage over Dragon Medieval here. So many castles. Like 11 castles total for Kråkeslotte at this point. Obviously no reason for Dragon Medieval to give up yet. They still have about the same sized economy as Kråkeslotte, but they are quickly losing ground. What's the situation like in terms of gold? You are still mining quite a bit. No trade. Even the short route. So gold is becoming an issue here. Elite battle elephant, real expensive stuff. Now even losing the relics here. 4 relics, so they've done a good job at denying the relics of the Lithuanians as well. But that could change now with a forward castle from the Lithuanians. Would probably place a forward monastery and try to claim these as well for full relics output for the Paladins and Lightis. Siege workshops coming up in the middle as well, banking for a potential sling of resources. Yeah, Krull is floating resources, is close to population cap, and could easily send resources to the teammates if need be here. Ram coming in for the Mongols as well. I can only assume that the unique technology is in. Siege Engineers is in at least. Do we have drill here somewhere? Maybe not. But it will be researched for added movement speed for the siege weapons. How do you stop a mass of 43 elite Mangudai in your base raiding your economy? No elite skirmishers, teched as far as I can tell. So paladins, yes, from the Huns, but did go for the cavalry archers first, so that's a costly switch as well. Dragon Medieval tap out, Kråkeslotte evening it out to 1-1. And we'll be going to Dragon Medieval's home map next. Honestly, lots of good civilizations here for this map for both sides, so this could have gone either way, depending on who claimed the map control the best, and in this case that was Kråkeslotte. To the point of overboom for the Gudaras here, maybe hurt their team a little bit not to have that population space for more military, as that economy kicked in for them as well. So back to the chart here, that would be a land nomad home map win for Kråkeslotte. Taking it home with Vietnamese, Lithuanians, and the Mongols, with the Huns, Bulgars, and Kimber going down for land of it. Frontline or Colosseum up next. The first pick was indeed Frontline, so it will be fun to see that. Expecting Britons there for some long-range land archers play. And then maybe Teuton's Pocket, and then maybe they want Persians for that as well. No, they want Persians for Colosseum for the open land map, sure. Mayans for frontline should be good. Plumed archers potential, cheaper archers overall. Franks would be a good pocket in the back, as would Hindustanis. And Krokerslotters seem to enjoy double cavalry play, and that's certainly viable on frontline as well. So let's see what they've gone for. Line coming up. Japanese, Persians, and Britons, Koreans, Franks, Saracens. Okay. Very close start here. You'd have to keep an eye out for laming to happen. You'd definitely move out and scout your sheep ASAP. Every player should have 6 hunts, so even if you lose a couple of sheep, that's not a huge deal. Looks like Shakal is moving right out for the laming here. It's Japanese, Britons, Persians against Franks, Koreans, Saracens. So, honestly, with the new quotation mark Persians with their 5% faster town center back now from the Dark Age, and their new bonuses added, they're a really powerful pocket civilization, definitely able to compete with the Franks. You could opt for heavy camel. Found some bonus sheep there, Shakal as well. And seems to settle for that, not going to attempt any laming here. However, Tally is forward here. Probably looking for boars to pick up and maybe just to deliver them at Shakal's TC. It's going to help out in the scouts fight first, I guess. So take out the red scout and then go for the boar, huh? Uh-oh. Strange that Covenant still hasn't prioritized taking any of the boars. Shakal actually sending a villager forward now. They're full laming mode here. That's frontline for you. Green comes to help with the scout fight again. Nothing you could do to block that steal, and yeah, close spawns. That's what could happen. Loom isn't in though, so you'd have to be careful here not to lose the villager on the way back home. Green tried to dive in for the second boar as well, but Covenant will be losing 1 boar, and that's about it. 340 bonus food for Shakal. Losing 1 villager in the process. What's worse, losing a villager or 340 food at this stage of the game? I'm honestly not sure. That villager would be bringing in resources consistently for potentially the rest of the game. Whereas the boar is just static food that you could sort of compensate for through pushing a deer, which Covenant is currently doing. Yeah, I think it's time to speed it up a little bit again. Yes, Shakal went for Loom here after losing that first villager to boar, so that's why it's seemingly behind quite a few villagers here, but that's a little bit because of the earlier Loom, which does impact your economy. You're bringing in less resources overall. Barracks is up. Has gone to gold as well, so this smells like an infantry opening. Could still just be straight archers as well. But on the way to the feudal age, making a militia. Yep, indeed, the men-at-arms opening for the Japanese. Japanese infantry attack faster. Problem with infantry openings in team games is that it is very likely that your opponent will have gone for straight archers anyway. So So they should be able to fend off the men-at-arms before the men-at-arms can do any particular damage. And Chakal even confirms that it is indeed the double range for the Koreans. Covenant doesn't know that men-at-arms are coming his way, but it's also going to be somewhat difficult for the men-at-arms to find damage here, because they have to pass through the base to get to the economy overall. See, quick walls not completing here for yellow, so Fred Fattig is caught off guard now. Doesn't see the men-at-arms coming his way, and Cruel joins in the scouts. Should be able to clean this up, but not without a cost for Fred Fattig, as he's pulled off one of the two wood lines, idling quite a bit of economy, at least for a little while here. But the men-at-arms dealt with minimal damage from the Japanese, all things considered here. See some players in the middle now, some forward efforts from Klokkeslottet. Both Saracens and Koreans going for the archers. Saracens bonus, giving bonus damage against buildings. All three armies coordinated here. As we've seen in the previous game, Klokkeslottet really effective at coordinating their armies throughout the game, and you've seen them plenty of times coordinating all three players for the forward aggression. But now Fred Fattig is pulling back, and the red and purple scouts stay forward. Maybe it wants to gather up some more reinforcements before engaging. Quite a few Persian scouts out on the field here for Loro did also manage to pick up some units. But it's going to run into a triple army here unless blue and green join in, and that's really bad news for the scouts of Dragon Medieval. There may be a little bit of a miscommunication there. Archers fighting scouts. Are they gonna meddle in here? They're not running in between, so that's not great for Covenant, losing more numbers than he could have there. Couple of skirmishers mixed in from the Japanese as well. Not necessarily a bad idea. It's not too commonly seen in team against the skirmishers, but if it's mixed in with archers like that, it's going to be at least tougher for the opposing side's cavalry to get to them. It's all about the middle again on frontline. We've seen it kind of almost playing out Amazon Tunnel-like with the way players are walling the map as well. We might see the players wall towards the edge of the map as this game progresses. Pulling back, but scouts not taking the bait there, managing to get away. Loro Ari. Oh, bad news for Covenant. Heading into double archers armies over here. Yellow a little bit out of position. But they're regrouping. I think they have the numbers. No cavalry from either side to join in here, even though the Persians player has some stray scouts. Maybe they've realized there are a few scouts from Krokerslotte here. Castle Age almost halfway there for Krull, though, which means the Franks Knights should be entering the field, probably from double stables. Slight numbers advantage for Krokerslotte here, but they have the reinforcements close as well, but that goes for both sides actually. Scouts have the defense, so it's not too easy for the villagers to fight these scouts because of that defense upgrade. It's great value from Loro Arg here. He's picking off quite a few villagers on the woodline while Fred Fattig is busy elsewhere, probably microing the archers on the other side. That's 5, 6 villagers killed, 7 killed total, so 6 villagers taken out by the starting, or the opening scouts of Loro Arg. Great value. All of Krokerslotte entering the Castle Age though. Dragon Medieval somewhat behind, only one player, that's the Persians, the pocket player. Or the back player. Backet. Soon to enter the Castle Age as well. Double stables as expected from the Franks. Going to join up with the archers for sure to push forward with the triple army collection there, I would assume. Still alive, this group of scouts. It's ridiculous. So much damage they've caused. With the advantage of mobility. Still moving around, but Krokerslotte trying to wall to the edge of the map this way rather through the middle, which is peculiar. It's not that many tiles to wall here to get to the edge and eliminate any raids from this angle. Crossbow upgrades are in for both the Krokerslotte player though, and where are the pocket cavalry units? Are they actually busy at home cleaning up the few scouts that have been raiding? No crossbow upgrade for blue possible just yet, so they have to really conserve their numbers before engaging here. Could be a bit awkward, because as Krull and Fedfatting move closer, they will eventually get to pick up some archers. They both have Bodkin Arrow as well, so they still have another 30 seconds time window to pick off archers before the upgrade. Yeah, here we go. Bodkin not yet in for green. Green takes some losses before the upgrade can kick in. And while the army sizes are comparable here, it is a slight... it's not even slight, it's a pretty noticeable hit points disadvantage for Krokerslotte right now. But yellow at least able to escape here. Where are the purple knights? There are 11 purple knights on the field, but they are not here where they need to be. They are coming. They only got +1 defense, but there are some skirmishers in the mix here, so it's not as deadly as it might seem like, these blue crossbows. I'm still not sure who's getting the better end of the deal here. It's once again military advantage for Krokerslotte. They have like 20 more military out on the field. But Dragon Medieval, they are keeping a narrow economic lead. Maybe mainly because of the raid eco kills they've gotten through raids here. 12 villagers killed by the teal player. Finally, the cavalry is here. +2 defense in as well. Maybe that's what Krull was waiting for before engaging. No ballistics for any player here. Crossbows. So we will be looking for the ballistics upgrade kicking in. +2 defense not in for Persian's cavalry, which also hurts in these engagements. Still nice production going on here, but they have a long way to go from the back, so it's not to Crocodile's advantage that you always have to wait for the cavalry support to mass up and arrive here. They've kind of managed to wall off their home base. Still some palisades going up to the side. Again, they're still not walling to the all the way to the edge of the map, even though all of the fighting is going on in the middle. So seems like well, both teams have the same approach. Blue kind of getting there, realizing that that might be the way to go. Big fight in the middle. Looks like Shakal is struggling a bit to field what would be a smart move now from Krokshot is just leave 1 or 2 crossbows right here to idle the gold, because everyone's so busy fighting and micromanaging in the middle here, so you could actually idle the gold with just a few units here, even though it's right next to the ranges, yes, but it's still going to cause a disruption that needs to be dealt with. Castle now kind of in the middle for the Franks there. Why not offensive though? Why not in the opponent's base? You have all the map control you need for a forward castle drop here. This would be amazing to place it on the ranges here and the gold. Speaking of the gold, Covenant has found it, and it's not an easy escape for blue here. Ballistics is in, so you'll more easily pick off villagers at the distance as well. Crocodile now gaining an advantage because they're taking out villagers, idling economy, while they are still producing villagers behind whatever they're doing at home base here. Oh, Mangonel gets a good shot in. So that's the danger of keeping crossbow mass close to a siege workshop just like that. Dodging the Mangonel there again. Good army control from Krogerslotte as the TC number 4 is being added by Krull, with the Franks really extending that boom to keep pumping out those knights and eventually get to the Imperial Age and Cavalier Paladin here, adding their own siege as well. Good choice when the opponents opt for siege defense. Still, pretty similar army sizes in the middle here, which can change quickly if you get a good Mangonel shot in, of course. Mangonel hits the blue crossbow mass, still struggling to get enough numbers here, Shakal. 20 military behind, but the economy is dwindling a little bit for Dragon Medieval, and finally we see the walls to the side. Stone walls now to the side for Covenant's team. They might opt for a short trade route in the corners as well, which in the Should it go to the very late game, you could also on-gear to the corners and get the full corner-to-corner trade route going behind your walls in the middle like that. Haven't seen it yet on frontline because it's quite the aggressive map with the early laning and the unique positioning of the players. Another Mangonel shot! What a value from Krokerslotte! Oh, looks like we're going to have a Korean's castle drop as well. Let's see the stone count. It is definitely on point. Why not here though? Just pop it right on the gold. And stop their gold axes over here. It's not that much gold on this map. There are a couple of neutral patches. There are some relics. But you will need to get trade started sooner rather than later to keep feeling your gold costing units on this map. Otherwise it's going to be a trash war for a prolonged period of time. Military to 100, Dragon Medieval somehow managed to catch up with the military count here. They're not that far behind in the economy either, so pretty even development of the game here, even with all the pressure that Dragon Medieval have had in their base the last 10 minutes or so. Stone walls to go up on the sides for Team Dragon Medieval. They're creating a choke point in the middle now, which will force an Imperial Age fight here. Krokerslotte, however, 2 players on the way to the Imperial Age. Only 1 castle in the middle for now. That could easily be trapped down with the trebuchets from, at least from the Franks. Castle over here. Not stressing the walls to the side here, but I think the fight's complete. So all the fighting is still focused on the middle, which seems to happen every time on this map so far. Imperial Age should be a huge advantage though, well ahead of Dragon Medieval to the next age for Krokerslotte here. Red didn't click up yet, but trebuchets should immediately be good here for the Franks, so that the castle can be dealt with. Stone situation pretty low in general for Dragon Medieval. They did wall... I mean, they didn't wall out the stone here, but it's kind of not in the best spot. Conscription first, going to boost the military production rate. Market's going up as well. Good call. Actually, both teams are thinking about that short trade route, which brings in about 50 gold per trick. It's not huge, but it's also not insignificant as the game goes and games go on. Arbalest now in for the Saracens. Almost 70 Arbalists here to protect the Trebs pushing. That's going to be a tough one to keep up with for Dragon Medieval. However, Britain's on the way to the Imperial Age as well. 1.5 minutes to go. They have that longer range, which will increase once you reach the Imperial Age as well. Where are the trebuchets though? We need more trebuchets out here, and we also need Covenant to get to the Imperial Age as well. With the Koreans here to add to that Arbalest mass. Trebuchet won't be easy for Dragon Medieval to take out though, because it's actually behind the walls here and still able to take out that one castle. Only one castle here for now, defending Dragon Medieval's side, and once that castle is down, it's going to be much more easier for Krogerskjold's armies to dive in. Cavaliers, 15 in the queue, which means that Paladin is technically affordable, I guess, if you cancel enough of the Cavaliers in the queue. Looks like the castle will be going down. Cavalier is in for the Persians as well. Persians Knights have bonus damage against with archers as well, or against archers. Some light cabin frontier. I think they're just going to look for a trade line to raid or chase the armies away here. Arbalesters are in. Makes for a good fight against the Britons here. Britons have to engage. They have the range. They have Bracer Arbalest coming in, but will be losing some numbers in the meantime. They are pulling back, trying to survive, but Krogerskjolde definitely have to dive here, and they should ideally be focusing the Britons' armies for the extra range and whatnot. Cavaliers fighting Cavaliers. The Franks Cavaliers. Slightly more hit points, don't they? Like, because they have 20% more hit points, not only 20 more hit points. That's a lot of that gives. And as you get to Paladin, the Franks will have even stronger Paladins in terms of health points, hit points. Krogerskjolde once again establishing a military lead here. They've dealt with the one and only castle, which gives them all the opportunity to push further inside of the enemy base. All of the teams now, all of the players now in the Imperial Age, which means that Bracer Arbalest should be on the way for the Koreans as well. Also getting immediately getting that last armor. From the armor size here, it's huge advantage for Krogerskjolde at this point. They managed to get an economic lead going as well. Trade situation insignificant for now, but slightly more trade units for Krogerskjolde. Now more ranges going after the Japanese. Why so far forward though? I mean, this is in the middle of the battlefield. Some stray light cab here, making things even more awkward for Dragon Medieval at home base as well. Still no Arbalest for the Koreans. Must be an economic issue. Yeah, it's a bit low on food, but at this point you could get slung food from the Franks. So just ask for a sling for your teammate, I guess, to get that Arbalest upgrade in. Yeah, spread stone walls going up in the middle now for Dragon Medieval. They are with half the military now. I don't think they have the power to withstand this. Now the Rangers going up further back here for the Japanese. That makes more sense than placing them here in the middle of the battlefield. Slowly creeping up the map. Here come... That's a flex if I ever seen any. 3 castles in the middle, not just 1, but 3 castle foundations placed immediately from Krull here. They're 15% cheaper, alright, but or is it 20? Anyway, in the Imperial Age for the Franks, but I really want to control the middle. Maybe add some trebuchets from the middle castles here as well. Already got some in the back. Some weak spots to exploit over here as well. You could just break a house with 1 trap and just suddenly dive in here with all your units on raid. Several layers of walls here for Dragon Medieval, but That still doesn't stop the light cab of the Franks from being annoying here. They've found an opening to the side. Savar upgrade is in for the Persians, but they just don't have the numbers to survive this. So gold has become an issue for Dragon Medieval as well. Opting for some skirmishers now, not even elite. That's how desperate they are for numbers. Yeoman coming in for the Britons, which means that the Arbalest will have 5+6 range now. Trade slowly kicking in kind of as well, but it's going to take a long time still before that gold income can sustain consistent army production for Dragon Medieval. Rockshot now diving in with the armies. Savar here fighting against what is still Cavalier from the Franks and not Paladin. But this choke point here getting exactly the fight that Rockshot wants. More than 100 more military for Rockshot at this point, and Dragon Medieval desperately needs some siege weapons or mass elite skirmishers here, but that's not going to cut it because of the cavalry masses on the field now. Elite skirmishers won't help here. You need some kind of siege weapon like onagers, or ideally siege onagers here to clean this up. The GG well played is called, while Lura Arg still has to resign. Please resign, don't waste time. Already been playing for probably like 2 hours at this point, and the drafting takes time as well, so of course when you GG it, just resign and move on to the next one. Pretty impressive KD for the Britons here, even though they did lose the game in the end. Extra range certainly helps, but not enough for Dragon Medieval to take their first home map on frontline. Massive economic advantage for the Franks here. Did go relatively early into the 4 town centers. See, the village count isn't really... It's been more consistent for Krokoslotte throughout the game. They were never really threatened at home base, aside from some early scouts raids. So that's Persians, Britons, and Japanese, going down to Franks, Koreans, and Saracens. Should be Colosseum next. Very open land map. The most open we've had so far. But the team still seems evenly matched. I guess we'll see Hindustani's pocket for this one, and then possibly Mayans and Incas flanks, because the extra llama the Incas give the teammates. Could also be just Chinese mines. Maybe it's Hindustani's Chinese mines. That makes the most sense here from the order of picks as well. Then for Pally, what's going to be the pocket civ? Magyars probably. That's the... I guess Teutons is a paladin civ as well, but they are a bit too slow for these open maps. So Magyars, Ethiopians. I don't even know what the third is going to be. Maybe the Celts then, some shenanigans on the side. The Celts seed push. Here comes Colosseum. So, definitely the most open land map so far. You have to go to the side so you get to the woodland. So if your wood gets denied, you're left with only the 5 straggler trees around your TC, which in exchange at least has 200 wood on them. So it will sustain you for a little while. But obviously not in the long run. 1000 wood doesn't last you long in any game. Tatars for Pally on the flank here. Not really any hills to take advantage of here for the Tatars. But they still get Thumbring instantly in the cast stage and could go for Cavalry Archers as their unit of choice for some added mobility and raids. Or they could just open Scouts and go into Knights and or Keshiks as the game moves on. In the pocket we have Loro Arg as the Magyars. Instant melee upgrades for the Magyars, which means that the Scouts opening is stronger than a generic Scouts opening. Got all of the options, fully upgraded Cavalry Archers, fully upgraded Paladins. Lots of things that the Magyars can go for on these land maps. Shakal with the Ethiopians, faster firing archers, probably going to open the straight archers here. Could be the man-at-arms as well, because the Ethiopians get 100 food, 100 gold once they reach the next stage. As for Kråkeslottet, we have Fred Fattig with the Portuguese on flank here, going to be fighting against the Ethiopians. Archers more on the top side, most likely. In the pocket, we have Krul with the Hindustanis. Hindustanis, scouts and camels get bonus damage against buildings, so they'll break through palisades and other kinds of quick walls more quickly. Could be handy in the early scouts fighting if the player tries to quick wall the aggression out. And finally, Covenant with the Mayans. Also probably going to go straight for the archers here. It's the most common thing in team games to go straight double archery range opening these days. It's been the meta for a while. Sooner rather than later. 18 population, quite common. Just skip the mill and go straight for the archers. That's 19 population, 20 population up here. Yeah, probably straight archers. Oh, looks like a tiny head start to the feudal age for Team Kråkeslottet. One range. One range. Seem a bit low on wood here, Kråkeslottet, for a double range opening, even with their 20 population approach here. Green tries to... I think he tried to direct Townsend the Fire there to take out some of the goats, but didn't succeed in that. It's only one range for all of the flanks here for now. But here comes the second one, and the blacksmith for Covenant, so now Covenant has got the economy rolling here. Not skewing archers out of both ranges though, hasn't really realized that the other one is completed yet, so that sets back the early production a little bit. Still, not even one range for Pally. This is disaster for Pally, doesn't even get to complete the first range. That's going to give Covenant at least a 3 archers advantage. Oh no, don't tell me it's going to deny it again. No, that's being rushed up. I did the second range and the blacksmith for Pally as well. But Pally still not producing any archers. 2 ranges and no archers production, while Covenant already has 4 out. Scouts on the top side. Covenant should be able to hold his own down south now, so it makes sense to focus on the top side with the scouts and archers combination here with Krull and Fred Fattig. Covenant now moving out with 4 archers, has fletching on the way, that's going to kick in at the perfect time. Pally reacting with a preemptive defensive tower on the gold. I like the placement of that, should cover the gold from any angle, and Covenant's only option would be to camp underneath the tower, which is an option. This is one archer there to the defensive tower. Archer's production on point for El Pally now as well, so should almost be able to catch up here. But Covenant, if he keeps both the ranges producing consistently, should be able to keep the situation to his advantage, to dictate the pace of the game, basically, on the south side of the map here. What Covenant could do now is just move straight over to the gold. Because of this defensive tower on the gold, Pally cannot afford a defensive tower on the wood. So if you send the archers over here, you could harass this woodland. You could actually split your group of archers and have them on either side. You know you have delayed the ranges already. So Pally should not be able to match Covenant's numbers. He does, in fact. So Covenant has been slacking a little bit on the archers production, but nothing of too much significance. Pally puts some of the archers back. Maybe a regroup issue there. 7 to 6. Maybe he's a little bit afraid to engage. Covenant trying to get to that woodland though. Doesn't really have it scouted. Side trying to break through here. Scouts should know that. Should be able to find that it's still open in the back there. So over here. I don't know why they're pounding away at the walls at this point. That's lack of scouting here. They might find a point of entry though because of the Hindustani's bonus to break through more easily as well. And now they're through. Okay, so only 4 archers for blue. It's a lot more archers for Fred Fattig here. And down south we have Covenant idling the wood income of Pally as well, which in return should impact the archers' production long term. Scouts, but also losing most of the scouts for Krull. It's going to be tough for Shakal to recover here though. Not nearly enough scouts from the pocket to help out here, and the archers only 1 out in the field as well. Yeah, focusing on armies here rather than try to contest the gold. Covenant 16, Pally 18. So Pally has had more consistent archer production here, even after the early pressure here. The farm count is higher as well, so it could mean an earlier cast late for the teal player. Top side, the archers are regrouping. Maybe they'll make an attempt at the pocket now, because they've taken out quite a few scouts. It's double stable scouts for the green player as well. Here we go. Archers finding the woodland here. It's not even working for Pally. I think you could re-lumber camp here if you can afford it. And it shouldn't be within range for the archers. But now it's 2 versus 1 down south here. Archers breaking through the woodland. Really bad news for teal if these archers find a way inside of here. I think Pally needs to engage here no matter what. He's got slightly more archers, but the scouts are here as well. And no option of a defensive tower, remember, because they've already spent that stone on defensive tower on the gold. Or, yeah, on the gold. Great aggression from Kroggershot there. This is Dragon Medieval's home map as well. It's not really working out too well for them for the moment, at the moment. Lots more scouts for Dragon Medieval, but that significantly delays the cast late transition as well. And Krullis has 1.5 minutes to go for the cast late, so that means that the light cab upgrade could kick in for any remaining scouts, and camels could be added to deal with the double stable scouts of the Magnars, which should significantly weaken the power of those. So another tower for Chacal would have had to buy stone for that defensive tower. I think you could still attempt to break through here, but now Fred Fattig should just be moving on to try and find the woodline of the pocket player. In fact, I know that it's over here, so that's another potential target for Fred Fattig. found the woodland of the pocket player as well. Should be an easy task to break through here. They've read the map well. They know that the wood access is only on the edges. It's far away from home base. It's going to be so hard to escape. Quite a few villagers going down here now for Dragon Medieval. They're all on the way to the cat stage, which makes them even more vulnerable to this kind of pressure. Now, Lorar completely off wood. Doesn't even have the stragglers anymore because there are farms all around the town center now. Great aggression from this group of archers. 27 kills for this group for Fred Fatig. Scouts desperately trying to break through here for the Magyars for some raiding potential. The camels are here. I guess you just let the camels through, delete the house, and let the camels chase these scouts. Nah, maybe not. Just being pulled over just for the defense. Somehow Krogshot have managed to get a full team wall going here, so they are not at all vulnerable to raids in the same way that Dragon Medieval has lost access to their woodlands. Crossbow now in for Fed Fatting and taking another exposed gold here. No defensive tower for Teal. Once again the woodland gets exposed. And because of the defensive towers earlier on, you don't necessarily just place a town center just like that either. Wood is serious issue for Dragon Medieval at this point. Look at that, 46 wood for green, 13 wood for teal. I think we're near the GG here if this develops. Fred Fattig should definitely just keep chasing this woodland here. There's no tower or anything. I guess he can't know that for sure. But maybe he wants to keep an eye on the opposing side's armies. So yeah, finds the gold, finds more value here. Eco KD. 24 and counting for Fred Fattig. This army has done so much damage at this point. They're basically expendable at this point. Not even any light cab upgrade for Loro Arg, which means we probably won't be seeing a lot of knights either. But a light cab upgrade would definitely be viable here with so many scouts left on the field. Scouts are doing some work, to be fair. There aren't enough camels here right now to deal with the mass of scouts still on the field. Where is that light cav upgrade? Oh, still 10 scouts that would benefit from that light cav upgrade. I get the idea of the stressing the knight's production at first here, but it's just free value from the light cav upgrade when you have these kinds of numbers anyway, either for a raiding unit or just to trade better versus opponent's knights or range units. Krogshot military lead, massive economic lead now. They've taken out so many villagers. And GG is called. It is a 3-1. A reverse sweep for Krogshot. Congratulations to the winners of the 6th division of 3v3 League. Season 7. Three to 1 KD ratio for Fred Fatting here. Half of these were villagers. So really read the Colosseum map well. The woodlands would be on the edge. And before you can get to the castle age and secure those woodlands with town centers, you're really vulnerable, especially to ranged attacks like the archers, if not to say crossbows as well. Minimal damage taken at home base for Krogslottet. They only lost one villager this game. I'm not even sure if that was actually to bore. Oh man. Yeah. So no villager kills whatsoever for Dragon Medieval. That's it. Could just show the winning civilization in the end here. What do you have? Mayans, Hindustanis, Portuguese. The Magyars, Ethiopians, and Tatars. Losing the last home map of Dragon Medieval. GG's, well played.